So I guess the next opportunity I have to feed, I'm gonna have to take it. Waking up tonight feels different for two reasons. For one, you're pleasantly surprised that your body managed reasonably well while you were resting. It comes with a caveat though. The hunger you feel is pronounced. The beast like a black dog on the edge of your vision following you. But what's truly remarkable is waking up to the tune of an old cell phone ringtone. An unknown number is calling the phone you got from Mia. You pick up. Keep that old thing charged after all, huh? You alright? Yeah, for the most part. Cool, so got some good news for you. Torek has agreed to meet you. There's a pub in the Bronx, Solids and Stripes. Be there tonight. Two things. No drinking on the premises, so if you want to grab a snack, do it before setting foot in the borough. And this is an exclusively no powers meeting. We'll be rubbing shoulders with commoners the whole evening, and also we don't trust you, so keep it casual or you'll blow it. Anything you'd like to add? We should expect company. I met Callahan yesterday. He kicked my ass and forbade me from meeting Torque. He said he'd keep an eye out to make sure I comply. Silence on the line. Fuck. More silence. I can't promise you any protection on your way there or back. But at the pub, you'll be in Torque's domain. For all his posturing, Callahan doesn't have the balls to strike Torque directly. We'll post additional lookouts on watch. That's the best I can do. If Callahan got under your skin, I get it. I was in that spot once or twice too. All I've got to say is, the risk is worth it. If you don't show tonight, I won't blame you. But it's a one-time offer only. You gotta hedge your bets. Just don't do anything stupid. You meet with us tonight? Better be in good faith. She ends the call. First things first, you take the subway to York Street Station. Walk to Front Street, retrieve your car, and weigh your options while driving back to your haven. Trust the intuition. You've been doing this for a good few nights. You're getting a feel for it. You're learning what kind of predator you are and what kinds of blood you crave. You're so caught up in yesterday's problems and this cloak and dagger debacle, you're now a part of it. That the hunt feels almost automatic and casual tonight. A fragment of you surrenders control. Just minutes after you find your victim, coax them and drink from them, you find you've forgotten their face and how they were dressed. It only hits you once you look at yourself in your car's rearview mirror. This was wrong. You can't let this become the norm. You hurt somebody, a human being. You're a monster. You need to stay mindful of this. You're a monster, but unless you let yourself off the hook, you can hold on to your humanity and not let yourself slide down the spiral. Instead of clearing your mind, this clouded it further, and you are still no closer to a decision. Dang it. Go to the meeting directly. Dangerous or not, you have to make the trip to the Bronx and meet with Torque. No detours. Best just to get it over with. You take some basic precautions as you enter Torque's turf. You park a few streets over from where the pub is and walk towards it while keeping an eye out for anyone suspicious. That kindred, for the most part, look no different than regular people. Makes things complicated, of course. For being followed or watched, it's going to be hard to tell. You reach the pub, shoot a final glance around. There's nobody suspicious around as far as you can see, and open the door. The smell of cigarettes is overwhelming. The whole place is an aura about it, a constant fog hanging right under the ceiling. The lethargic fans do nothing to disperse it. The constant crack of billiard balls and clinking of glasses tells you all you need to know about the clientele. Not a very vampiric place at all. You're wondering if you got the address right. You apparently did. Mia's here. She motions you over to one of the few tables round. Took your sweet time to get here. What, got cold feet? Never mind. Anyone follow you? Not that I know of. Fair enough. Before I introduce you, there's some outstanding business to discuss. I appreciate the help with getting that name out of Bruce. It's gonna be a tough nut to crack, his master. She's one of the lawmen. Times were, they'd sooner align with us than the cam. Anyway, this isn't the night of a history lesson. Torque's been waiting for you. He's been impressed by your work so far. Here's your chance to shine. Don't blow it. You walk toward one of the tables. A guy in a coat and hat leans over to take a shot. He's way ahead of his opponent. The table is clear of his balls, save for the 8-ball in a tricky position. Hey, they're here. Be with you in just a moment. The hit is fast, precise, and sends the black ball exactly where its player wanted it. His opponent lets out a frustrated sigh. That's that. I believe that's $150 American, Joey. You want to pay up now or up the stakes again? The disgruntled man accepts his defeat, pays up, then declares he's going to grab another beer. To the victor go the spoils. Thank you kindly. He turns his full attention to you. The man is good-looking, if somewhat gaunt and intense. His eyes especially seem to pierce right through to your core, but not in an unpleasant way. Name's Torque. I believe you're Koda? Sophie Langley's new plaything, is that right? Plaything? No, we're not lovers. Ha, apologies then. With her, that's kind of the default, I hear. I did hear about your curious partnership, though. Forgive my being real with you right off the bat, but I like to know who it is I'm dealing with. So here's something that I've been scratching my head about. If you're with Langley, and Langley's Cam through and through, I'm told, what is it you've come to accomplish here tonight? Sophie Langley wants to meet with you. Don't ask why, she didn't tell me. She just said it has something to do with gathering allies against Boss Callahan. I'm here to arrange that meeting. The fuck? I knew nothing about this, T. They lied to me. Mia's furious. She's looking at the pool cue and at you as if she was figuring out the best combination for the two. It's fine. I appreciate the honesty. Even if you weren't straight with my second in command, that I don't appreciate. Well. Ain't that an interesting proposition? You can't be seriously thinking about meeting with Langley. She's hardline Cam. It's a trap, it must be. It just might be. It just might. He looks at you, pierces you with his unnaturally keen eyes. He's about to say something when a door opens at the back of the room. Hey, Torque, you, got a guest. They're in the back. Mia, won't you be a dear and keep our new friend company? I'll see what the commotion is. Sure thing. Torque tips his hat to you and walks to the back, joining the man who called for him. Mia glowers at you. This time, weighing one of the pool balls in her hand, she looks like she has a half a mind to chuck it at your face. You gotta be quite happy with yourself, bluffing your way in here. Ooh, both of these sound good. It might have started as a task from Sophie, but I'm glad I could meet you and Torque. Don't hold it against me. No, I'm not totally going to hold it against you, and for a while. You made me look like a chump in front of Torque. Here I was beginning to think you might make a good addition to our little family. There's a whole lot of trust you'll have to regain before that happens now. Torque appears from a door at the back and calls across the room. Yo, Mia, can I grab you for a second? Koda, get over here too. You go to the back room, it's basically a storage area with a single wooden desk. It's pretty cramped, especially considering there are 5 other people in there with you. Torque ushers you in and closes the door behind you and Mia. 2 burly dudes are holding somebody down. A familiar voice reaches your ears. Motherfuckers, you're gonna pay for this, you hear me? The boss is gonna fuck you up so bad you have no idea. Have you had the doubtful pleasure of meeting Mr. Karudi before, Koda? I honestly don't remember this guy. You could say that. You're fucked. You're so fucked you don't even know it. You stupid piece of shit. I should have ended you yesterday. The boss told you to stay away. You should have listened. That's a story and a half, ain't it, Vince? Calm down now, and tell me how many of your guys are still out there on my turf, Go fuck yourself. You're done. The boss will know this stupid piece of shit fledgling game here. He knows they're with Langley. You know what that means, Torque. No, I don't. What does it mean, Vince? Now the boss can wipe you out. He'll just say you're sucking Langley's tits and all those buddies of yours. Gone. You're done, Torque. Well now, if that's the case, I guess ridding NYC of your toady ass won't make things any worse, will it? Actually, there's an idea. Vince mentioned they beat you up yesterday. Did you hear that right, Koda? You want to repay the favor? It's your turf, Torque. I think you should deal with him. That's a fair point of view. He takes an old pool cue and breaks it over his knee. Hold him down, bros. Don't you fucking do it, Torque. Don't. Torque takes the sharp piece of wood and jams it into Vince's chest. His features grow slack, his entire body inert. He doesn't even give out a yelp. Take him downstairs. Let's keep Callahan guessing about what happened to his favorite puppy. I'll figure out what to do with that cum guzzler later. The other two anarchs who held Vince down before take him out of the room. As entertaining as that was, I think Vince and his unmatched wisdom shared more than Callahan would hope for. This changes things. Ever heard about Operation Lights Out, Koda? It was a Second Inquisition effort here in NYC. A single night of raids at a magnitude never seen before or since. The Ivory Tower got away with just a few losses here and there. No major players were hit. They managed to find safe spots and stay out of the eye of the shitstorm. Us, though, we got hit hard, all over town. Havens were rooted out, tired coteries and safe houses gone, just like that. Nobody saw it coming. I barely got out in one piece. Mia looks at him with concern and puts a hand on his arm. He shrugs it off gently but surely. Others, like my child, Barb, or Mia's sire, extinguished. But you know who got out without a scratch? Callahan. We've thought about it for the past few years. How is it that Big B managed to excuse himself from the Staten Island Museum where we used to meet, just before vans full of guys in body armor show up? How is it that as my baby is burning up after being shot with incendiary rounds, I also see Doug Callahan running with his tail between his legs, pushing fledglings like you in the path to the SI? We think the bastard knew what was coming, and he set us up. Not just us. Some of our brothers and sisters who got hit had some of the lowest profiles in the city's lick population. The moral of the story? Callahan is an opportunist motherfucker, and if even his thickest followers suggest he's going to sell me out, then that's what he's going to do, as sure as the sun rises. He pauses for a moment, and you see him reach a decision. You said something about Langley having an offer for me. It might be your fault, in part, that I'm at this juncture. But now is going to be as good a time as any to listen to what she has to say. I don't think that's wise, T. Well, what would you have me do then? You said it yourself. It's all this fledgling's fault. They brought this on us, so let's use them as a bargaining chip. Callahan wants them. Langley needs them. They're valuable. No, you're wrong. I'm just a pawn. That's why Sophie sent me here. Plausible deniability and all that? I'm expendable. The realization that you just summarized the entirety of the last 2 weeks or so hits you hard. But if there's a moment to be honest with yourself, it's now. Fuck. The man puts his hand on Mia's shoulder. She calms down a bit. We're afraid, Koda. But then, what else is new? It's a paradox, being who we are. The hunter one night, the hunted another. Masters of the night, slaves to dawn, a duality to everything. Mia, I understand your concern, but I need you to trust me like you did before. This is my call and my responsibility. You can give me shit about it later, like I'm sure you will. Count on it. He smiles and takes on a no bullshit look and points at you. 3 conditions. First, you come pick me up personally and bring me to the meeting spot. Anything goes sideways, it's your ass. Second, Mia's coming with me. No 2 ways about it. 8 eyeballs in the meeting, the 2 of you, the 2 of us, nobody else. And third, the meeting is in public. Downtown, some spot frequented by mortals. We see you take us anywhere fishy, we check out and fuck you up as a message to Langley. I count on it not coming to that, though. You seem likable enough. The game hasn't gotten its talons in you yet. Keep it up and maybe you'll come to the same conclusion we did in your own time. I'll make sure to repeat your conditions to Sophie. You do that. Best be on your way. Ask for me here when you need me. The bartender knows how to get in touch. Just ask him to put the owner on the line. Mia walks you to the door and accompanies you to your car. Listen, about what I said before. Yeah, what about it? I panicked. That's all that was. It was unfair what I said, if anything. It's my fault. I'm angry with myself, and that makes me angry with you. Ah, forget it. See ya. She starts walking back to the bar as you start the engine and head back to Sophie's apartment. Time to give Sophie the good news. She welcomes you as openly as ever, clearly excited to see you and for what news she might bring. Good evening, Koda. How's your task going? You have something for me, perhaps? I did what you asked. The meeting is set up. Excellent. Experienced any problems? During my meeting with Torque, the same guy who beat me yesterday, Vince, showed up. He's Callahan's goon. We have to assume he knows that I met Torque. Well, that just means we have to bring the plan to a close, and thanks to your good timing, we're just a day away from that. Well, let's hear it. What did Torque agree to? You relay the Anarch leader's conditions. You are to pick him and Mia up. The meeting should only include the four of you, and it should be held in a public space. Those are all fair enough, although I do worry about that Mia character. Tell me, do you think she's trustworthy? Well, Torque trusts her, so he can too, I think. Very well. As for the place, I wonder if they would agree to meeting in Hudson Yards, the vessel. Plenty of tourists visit that place, but if we go there after midnight, she seems to have made up her mind. Yes, bring them there tomorrow night. Look for me near the top level. Do you think Torque and Mia will agree to meeting in the city? It's Camarilla territory. Won't they be too cautious to come here? They did ask me to pick the spot, did they not? It's public and in the open. They should love it. Pick them up at midnight and drive back to Midtown. That's the plan. I'll be waiting as long as it takes, within reason. I'm counting on you, Koda. The final puzzle piece is about to find its way to its destination. After that, we will get our just reward. You, me, the Camarilla, even the Anarchs. I could kiss you. Yes, you'd like that. You desire it. She must have caught it in your expression. She smiles. A figure of speech, darling. Or at least it is tonight. But a few nights from now, who knows? I'm growing fond of you. And of course, what's my appetite for these kinds of things? Sexual tension in the room becomes unbearable until it suddenly disappears. Was this another one of Sophie's tricks, or an actual spark of arousal in both of your undead bodies? You certainly felt the blood flow through you for a short moment. The warmth in your groin takes you by surprise. You didn't think you could do that anymore, or did you just imagine it? Use the rest of this night well, Koda, and rest. We are but a day's sleep away from shaking this city awake. And with that, I'm gonna have to call it for this recording, but hopefully in the next recording we will definitely get a longer recording, and hopefully maybe we can just drag it through to the end. Hopefully. I'm not gonna count on it too much because this is actually interesting and I like the story of it, and I'm kind of curious how much further we can go on Agathon's storyline before we conclude the main story. Because I'm sure after so many nights, the main story will probably just progress and we'll reach some kind of end, but I don't know what that is. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys are definitely interested in Agathon and find it interesting with the Anarchs as to where everything's going. But with that, hope you guys have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.